today about listings. We're going to be talking today about listings equal existing. How many of you here today have the amount of listings that you want to have in your business? How many of you? You! How many listings do you have?
Right now, just one.
Just one. Is that the amount of listings you want?
No.
No. Okay. Who else? Who has listings? Who has the amount of listings that they want? Who wants to learn about getting more listings? Do you guys think our market has shifted? Heck yes. Do you guys know a gentleman by the name of Ben Kenny? Yes. So Ben Kenny, I was in Arizona last week, and I said to Ben, hey Ben, I know you have a house in Arizona. I'm here, can I meet with you? So he has one of the largest expansion teams with Keller Williams. So I went to his home in Arizona, and we talked about the shifting market and what's happening, right? And so I really dove in and picked his brain on all the things that we need to know going into this next season of real estate. And you guys, you're gonna literally have to like put your seatbelt on, hone into skills and service, because the market is about to get real. I'm being super honest with you guys today. We're gonna have some transparent conversations. Everything moving into this next phase is going to be services and skill sets. If you don't have services and skill set, I am so sorry to tell you that you're probably not going to survive the next 3 years in real estate. If you are, then you're gonna have to work on that savings account you've got, okay? So a little bit about myself. I am the broker of the Caine luxury team. I'm a part of Naples here. I'm also an investor in this market center of Naples. We have a powerhouse team of agents, of about 60 agents on our team. I am also the community leader of Style to Design. Who has heard of Style to Design? Okay, so let me kind of share with you a little bit of a fun, real quick story. So December of last year, Gary Keller hosts his top 100 teams in Austin, Texas, and he has really fun conversations with us. And those conversations are hard and they're tough, but they're all about reflection into the next phase of the next year. And so one of the things that Gary said in that meeting is he said, listen, when it comes to real estate, staging and design is the only tangible asset a seller and buyer experience that the realtor can contribute that increases the ROI of their home. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So a staged home sells for 6% minimum more than an unstaged home. That's the National Association of Realtors stats. Up to 20% more, okay? So with the shifting of the market, he realized that he needed to have staging and design in-house, okay? So he said, someone put together a business in a box, okay? And of course, I raised my hand that yes, I have a business in a box. Did I have a business in a box? No, I did not, but I had been staging and designing homes for 17 years. So I said, I'll figure it out, okay? So what happened is, and I'm sharing this story with you because I want you to learn a few lessons out of the story. So I went really, really hard. I hired designers, I hired marketing professionals, I hired coders, I hired developers, and I was on a mission to build a platform that was going to revolutionize the way real estate was performed in the future. And I was going to partner with Keller Williams, with the largest real estate in the company in the world, because I was going to be the face of that. Do you think that was a hefty goal for me to have that goal? Yeah, probably was. So I had a coach that was coaching me at the time, and I shared my vision with her. And she was like, yeah, that's not going to work. She's like, there's no way Gary's going to go for that. And there's no way that people are going to actually believe like something like that works. Okay. So I fired her. Okay. Right. Because, and not to say that I love the woman. It's not, nobody knows her. It's no one here locally. Okay. I realized that in order to, you have to surround yourself by big thinkers, by people that can match your level of creativity and growth in order to grow your business to the next level, right? So I went on the hunt. So then we're at family reunion. Okay, so I'd already been told, no, it's not gonna work. I'd already hired all the people. I'm sick in it, right? I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point and building out this platform. So I see this gal on stage. Her name is Liz Landry. You guys know who Liz Landry is? She's the head of MAPS coaching for the entire company. So she's on stage and she's talking, and I realize I can tell on the stage that she has a really good dynamic with Sajid Patel at Keller Williams. Do you guys know who Sajid Patel is? He's the COO of Keller Williams. He is Gary's right-hand guy. So I realize if I can get to her, I can get to him, and if I can get to him, I can get to him, right? So I find Liz on Facebook, and I just Facebook message her. Hey Liz, you don't know me, and I know that you only coach the top 20%. I'm almost there. I'm like number 27 in the company. Would you have a 10-minute conversation? So she said, sure, I'll have 10 minutes. 10 minutes turned into an hour, and she's like, Heather, this is insane. Your vision is insane. You need to talk to Sajid. And I was like, well, actually, I've emailed him a few times, and I've called him, and he's not calling me back. And she's like, I will make sure he calls you back. So what did I do? Did I stop when someone told me my vision was not going to work? No. So I got to Liz, and Liz says, I'm going to get you in front of Sajid. And so what did she do? She got me in front of Sajid, and Sajid was like, yeah, I like it. It's really cool, but I think we need to work on these few things. So what did I do? Went back to the drawing board, and I worked on those things, right? And then I came back to him, and I said, hey, I'm going to be in Austin at this time, at this date. Can I have some of your time? You guys, was I going to be in Austin at that date and that time to have some of his time? No, I was not, but I was going to tell him I was, so we booked an appointment with me. So we booked an appointment with me. I met with him face to face. He said, you got it, deal. We're going to make it happen. I'm going to present this in front of Gary. What happened? A week later, I got in front of Gary for an hour. He goes, this is brilliant. I need to take this and I need to launch it to every single Keller Williams agent because they need to understand the value proposition that they have to have at their fingertips. So then I became the community leader and partnered with Gary Keller to launch the largest staging and design company in the history of real estate. But did I allow a no to stop me from hitting my ultimate goal? Could my goal have ended right there? So how many no's are you getting when it comes to listings that you're letting it stop right there? How many? How many? Think about that. All right, so we're gonna just run through some fun numbers real quick. So one of the things, our team was able to do 465 units and sold 232 million. We were ranked number 23 in Keller Williams based off some of the techniques that I'm gonna be teaching on today and based off the value proposition that we're gonna talk about, okay? So who here has read the MREA book? Raise your hand. Okay, who's read it more than 3 times? Who's read it more than 5 times? So no one has graduated from elementary school yet, right? So there's 3 basic things that you have to build a real estate business. That's leads, listings, and leverage, right? So the question is that you have to ask yourself in your business, do you have enough leads in your pipeline? Do you have enough listings? Because I'm here to tell you listings equal existing. Every listing you should get 3 buyers off of, right? And then leverage. And the leverage is what are the tools that you have access to that are going to make sure that you win. So myself, I am a mom of 2 kids. I'm a wife. I run a freaking awesome real estate team. I own a staging business. I own a design business locally, and I partner with Keller Williams for a national staging and design business. Do you think that I wear multiple hats? Yes. But why can I wear multiple hats and still be productive in my business? Why? Why do you think? Leverage and time blocking. Who has read the book Miracle Morning? If you have not, I highly recommend you do that. That book changed my life when it came to real estate because every single morning you have to set your intention for the day. And if you don't, you are going to be a scatterbrain. I'm a perfect example. We had Halloween last night. All of us stayed up very, very late. We all had a very chaotic morning. And how has the rest of my day been today? Chaotic. I have literally ran from one thing to the next all day, and I will tell you my day has not been intentional. So it all talks about starting the day off with intentional time blocking skill sets that are going to help you get throughout the day. Highly recommend that book. So we're going to talk about value proposition. I want to have 2 volunteers come up with me today. Who's coming up? All right, Jason, who else? Yeah, please. All right, so one of the things we're going to talk about is our value proposition. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you, I would like for you, Jason, to tell me your value proposition in 30 seconds. Jason, why would I make you a note? That's okay. If I were to run into the grocery store line and like, you've actually before, what do you do? Awesome. So like buyers, sellers, and what do you do?
Both buyers and sellers here in this area, the top dollar for listings and help buyers find a very nice here.
Awesome. Great.
I work with Caine Luxury Team. The Caine Luxury Team is #1 in volume and realtors in Keller Williams. And Keller Williams has sold over $1 million a day, $365 million a year.
Awesome. So my name is Heather Caine. I am with the Caine Luxury Team. We are the #1 team here in Southwest Florida. When you partner with the Caine Luxury Team, you partner with the #1 real estate company in the world. Did you know that 1 out of every 4 homes is sold by a Keller Williams agent? Yes. We are also the #1 luxury real estate company in the world. We sell $1.6 million every day when it comes to real estate. Also, when you partner with us and you sell a luxury home, it gets translated to 28 different languages. It gets syndicated out to Wall Street Journal, Mansions Global, and Barron's. Do you believe in power numbers when it comes to selling a house? Yes. So what we do is we've invested over $1 billion in technology where we actually can see exactly where buyers and sellers are coming from. And we have a buyer mapping program so we can make sure that your house is targeted by the right people. Also, when you partner with us, we sell homes on average 6 to 20% more than our marketed competition by our unique staging and design. When you sell your home, do you want to sell it for top dollar? Awesome. So what we do is we come in and we transform your home so that way it's seen by the right people and we do it so quickly and for the most amount of money. Okay. All right.
Where do I sign?
So, let me ask you guys a question. Do you know your value proposition? Do you know it? If I were to ask you right now, what's your value proposition? Do you know it? Okay. So do you think that it's powerful to be partnered with Keller Williams? Okay. Do you know that I speak all across the country to Keller Williams agents and they don't talk about the power of Keller Williams? Why would you not talk about that? You're partnered with the #1 real estate company in the world. 1 out of every 4 homes is sold by a Keller Williams agent. Do you think that happened by accident? No. So going into the projection of the future of real estate, you need to leverage your services. What makes you unique? I know God created me just who I am, perfectly imperfect. But I have very unique skills than you. We're all unique, right? So what are your unique skills? What makes you different? What are the God gifts that you were given, Jason?
Yeah, I'm recording on Facebook too. So one of the key skills, I'm fast to respond. I'm a problem solver. I like to help people.
You're a brilliant marketer. You go above and beyond for your clients. You have great stats. Include those in your value proposition. You need to make sure that you know that, you can recite it in 30 seconds, and every single person on your team knows that. If they're a buyer agent, they need to know what their buyer value proposition. If they sell luxury, they need to know what their luxury value proposition. If you're a seller, they need to know what your seller value proposition. That should be the #1 thing that all of you guys know in the next 30 days. Right? So Julie got a little bit of it. She just joined our team like 2 days ago, right? So she's learning. Are you learning value proposition right now? I think that was your entire coaching this morning, right? So what's really, really important, you guys, is really identify like, who are you in this real estate business? And where do you feel your unique skill set is? What did God give you that's gonna make you different than me? That's gonna make you different than Lena, that's gonna make you different than Julie, that's gonna make you different than Jason. Hone in on it, create a consistent branded message and get that out there. You guys, the biggest problem that people make is they, one, don't understand their value proposition. So when you call a for sale by owner, you call it expired, you fumble over your words, and then someone like myself or on my team will call them, and guess who wins? Do you want to win in this next season? Do you want to? Yes, then you have to hone your value proposition. Thank you, I could see that. So really, really, really want you to dive in and really think about what that looks like for you and your business, so that that way you can become the expert in it, because everything else I'm going to talk about today, and if you don't know that value proposition, then you're going to stumble. And many times, if you don't feel you have the leverage, then you need to lean in on the support system. KW Naples has great support, right? Figure out who you can get the leverage that you need to support. So many people ask me like, well, Heather, how did you become, successful in real estate? Okay, you guys, I am not the smartest person in the room. Actually, I'm really not, but I align myself with people smarter than myself. But there's one thing that no one can beat me on, is I freaking take action. Okay, so I'm gonna go over a lot of things with you today. I'm gonna ask you to pick 3 things that you wanna implement in your business. And then I urge you to take action in those things, because if I give all this information to you, you're gonna say, wow, that was incredible. I walked out of this room motivated, it was amazing. And then I'm gonna see you in 30 days. I'm like, all right, what'd you implement? And you'll be like, well, I'm not here. I've been so busy with buyers. What is it? No, time block it out of your day and take action, okay? Winners show up. All right, so let's talk about our database. Who here works in their database every single day? Okay. Who here books 12 appointments every week out of their database? Who here wants to sell over 20 million a year? Did you know that if you want to sell 20 million a year, you need to have 12 appointments a week? Okay, shooting you straight. I see it. I have coached hundreds of agents in the last 17 years. And every time agents make excuses, like I got 5 appointments, I got 3 appointments, I got 6 appointments, they always stay under 10 million in production. Always. The second they start booking appointments and they have 12 or more appointments a week, they break the 20 million mark. So when I ask you about your database, I encourage you, if you add 12 new people to your database every single week and you create drip and follow-up campaigns for them, you will build a 20 million and up business. And if you guys all want to do that, I highly recommend that you do that. And some of you are going to say, well, how do I get 12 appointments a week? Okay, so we're going to dive in all the ways. Who here uses the golden letter? Golden letter is fantastic. So one of the things that I have the privilege of doing is networking with the top teams in all of Keller Williams. So this last weekend, I was sitting with a gal and she does the golden letter. They have a mail room at their office and they send out 500 golden letters every single week. And they book 5 listing appointments every single week based off that golden letter. But here's what I'm going to share with you about the golden letter. The golden letter has to be specific. It can't just be like, hey, you've got equity in your home. Like, talk to that seller. Hey, I noticed you purchased the house in this amount of time. Have you seen these recent sales? Did you know you might have this average equity in your home? Here's an average check of what that would cost. Like, be specific. specific. The more specific you can get in the golden letter, the more success you're gonna have. Okay, because the biggest mistake people do is that they just send out this blanketed golden letter on home equity and they actually, it doesn't speak to that seller, so it goes directly in the trash. Also, make sure those envelopes are handwritten. Handwritten. Otherwise, they're not going to open it. Who likes to door knock? So we have door knocking teams on our team, right? I have a gal that works for us that she did 15 million last year off door knocking. She secured a $4.6 million listing that turned into a $3.5 million buy, a $6.2 million listing that turned into $2.4 million buy, all off door knocking. And she's 21 years old and 2 years in real estate. Why do you think door knocking in Naples works? What do you think? So here's where I'm going to share with you why it works. Okay. Do you think that most people here in Naples are entrepreneurs or that they work for another company? Entrepreneurs. Would you say a lot of them are entrepreneurs? Maybe they own their own business. Do they appreciate a passive or aggressive approach when it comes to selling real estate? Aggressive. Aggressive. Do you think door knocking is passive or aggressive? Aggressive. Do you think entrepreneurs have usually someone that's at home during the day? Yes. People that work full time, no one's ever home during the day, so you can't door knock because you're wasting your time. But here in Southwest Florida, someone's usually home. Do you know how many times we even had house cleaners give the cell phone number to the homeowner to us? Right? You guys remember, people, when you door knock, and that's the first thing you say, hey, my name's Heather Caine with the Caine Luxury Team. We actually have buyers moving into this area, and our team really takes an aggressive approach to selling real estate, not a passive approach. I hope you don't mind, but that's why I knocked on your door today. Do you by any chance know any of your neighbors that are thinking of selling their house? You guys, they appreciate an aggressive approach to selling real estate. Okay. And that's why a 21-year-old agent on my team that's new to the business won to someone in our industry that literally monopolizes the Park Shore and Lawrence area in real estate and has been here over 20 years. We outbeat them because of that approach. So when you're thinking about selling real estate, think about who is your partner in door knocking. You don't ever do it alone. Who's that partner for you? And you need to be intentional and figure out your farm area that you're going to door knock, and you know the stats of that area. If they say, oh, did you see the listing down the street? Oh, yep, I saw that sold for 3.2 million and it sold for 30 days. What about this person across the street? Yep, they're listed for 4.7. You guys don't knock on a door if you don't know what's going on in that neighborhood, because then you just make yourself look like an idiot. Okay. So please, please, please be intentional with the time, educate yourself, and then partner with people in order to get out and door knock. So one of the things that's been a huge success for our company is our client appreciation program. Who here has a VIP program for their clients? So what we have here is when every closing that we welcome, we ask our clients to be part of this VIP program. And they get to pick from any of these items. They get to pick from gourmet coffees, wines, craft beers, cheeses, salsas, chocolates, flowers, whatever they want. And we gift them every quarter. So they get 4 gifts a year from us. Why do you think we do that? Yeah. Okay, so what else do we do with those four gifts? What else should we be doing throughout the year with those 4 gifts? So with those 4 gifts, we have a drip system in our CRM that notifies us right before they get the gift. So what do we do right before they get the gift? Hey, Julie, it's Heather Caine over the Caine Luxury Team. You're getting chocolates on your front porch. Are you going to be home? Absolutely. Okay, fantastic. I just wanted to, how are you?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Are you liking the neighborhood? Have you met some new friends? I'm so glad, you know, if you ever hear anyone wanting to buy or sell, we would just want to sell them. Awesome. Will you enjoy those chocolates, okay? You're welcome. What am I doing, you guys? If I do that, I then touch them 8 times. So on that last quarterly gift, what do you think my script is? Hey, Julie, it's Heather again. Can you believe that it's almost been a year? Happy anniversary.
Wow, a year. Thank you.
I know. So you're going to be getting another set of chocolates from me. But I wanted to remind you, in our VIP program, you can actually get all different things. You can get craft beer, wine, flowers, or anything like that. So we have kind of a fun thing going on in our team right now that anyone that gives us a referral, we re-enroll them into our VIP program for another year, and you get to pick an entirely new thing. You don't need to know anyone that is thinking about, I really want to enroll you to get something else.
I want this name, I'm gonna go around and find somebody.
Awesome. You know what they do, you guys? People like free stuff. And when they've been getting gifts for an entire year, they want to keep getting the gifts.
And small gifts sometimes work better than like money.
Well, and you guys, when it comes to a closing gift or getting a card, like, let's be real, or a bottle of wine, that's one time. Don't do it. If you're gonna do it, do something else with it. You have to stay in contact with your database at least 10 times a year. And the VIP gifting program does that for you. Okay? So if you don't have it, put it in place. So one of the things that our team does is we create newsletters every single month for our agents to use. But what's really important about this newsletter is something that I'm going to share with you. So my farm area is going to be different than Julie's farm area. Should my newsletter look the same as Julie's? No. How about yours, Jason? What's your farm area? Does your newsletter speak to your farm area? Okay.
Sure.
So if I were to do a newsletter to your community and I were to bring value, hey, I'm in Riverstone, here's where the parties are, here's where the trick or treat is, here's some pictures of all the kids from the neighborhood, here's the market stats update, here's an interview of something that's going on in the HOA. Do you think those homeowners are going to look at me as the expert in that community? So your newsletter has to, one, highlight people in the community because everyone loves to be featured, right? It needs to highlight something that's going on in that community by the HOA or whatever. There's a pickleball tournament, there's a golf tournament, there's trunk or treating, there's something, you guys. So the newsletter also, there's one word that I'm gonna really say over and over. What is that word? It needs to be intentional. Intentional. So really, really focus on that. Our newsletter, the first page is everything going on in the real estate market. The second page is services. Why do people use you in real estate? Why do they use you in real estate?
See the value in you.
Services. So our code of ethics is to do right by our customer, above and beyond, good communication, all of that. Do you know how many times when I ask an agent, tell me why I should do, well, I'm gonna communicate with you, I'm gonna go above and beyond, I'm gonna negotiate on your behalf, I'm gonna respond to you fast. I'm like, okay, that's your code of ethics. That is not gonna help me get top dollar for my house. What is your services that's gonna help me get top dollar for my home? So when I'm sitting down with a seller, that's what I'm gonna ask them. When they say, oh, I'm interviewing other agents, oh, you know what? That's great to do your due diligence. What services are they offering you? What do you mean by that? Well, what are they gonna do to service your home that's gonna get your home top dollar and so forth? Because that's why people use you in real estate. Do you have an iBuyer program? Do you stage? Do you design? Do you have 72 sold? You've heard of that? Like, what do you have that's a service? Because you always have to remember that the person that might come after you might have a service where if you don't offer that. So really think about what that service is and make sure that service is featured in your newsletter. Okay. And then the last thing is we always talk about what's going on in the community. So farming letters to buyers leads to obtain more listings. Okay. So we're gonna talk about this for a minute. So when you guys all have databases, right? In those databases, you all have buyers that are looking to buy property, correct? Yes? Okay. Have you found houses for those buyers? Have you been able to find a house? Is what's on the market, is it there right now for them to buy? Maybe not. Maybe you need to go out and find it, right? So right now, the Florida Association of Realtors really doesn't want us doing those buyer love letters anymore, right? Where the buyer is buying for the house and sends a letter with the offer. They're really shunning on that because it doesn't go with fair housing laws, okay? However, as an agent, you can do a buyer love letter to a seller that has nothing to do with the real estate transaction. So an example, I have a buyer, they're a family of two. They want a large lot and they want to be in a specific community. So I send a letter out with their picture to everyone in that community that says, the West family really wants to be in this neighborhood. They love the amenities of the club and they really want a large lot. Would you be interested in selling your home? And here's a picture of them. What I'm not going to do is be specific and what they want, because then I limit who's going to call me. Because if I say they want a 5-bedroom, 4-bath with a pool, well, then I've eliminated maybe half the neighborhood. But if I say a large lot, I know that they all have large lots. Why do you think I'm doing that? I'm trying to drum up listings. I am saying I have a buyer, and if that buyer fits their needs, I'm absolutely going to show that property to them. But if it's not, then I would love the opportunity to sell their home. So I'm sending out the buyer love letters to the sellers, but the houses are not on the market yet. Do you guys see how you can do that? Does anybody do that right now? Okay. Very, very powerful. We get a ton of listing leads that way. People always ask me all the time, what are the programs that you guys use and your team for leads? We use YLoco and we use a program called Offercom. I'm so sorry to tell you that I purchased everything west of 41 on offer, so you can't have this because they're exclusive for agents. But you can do YLoco. If you don't want west of 41, then you can absolutely use offers. I purchased those, all of that information a while ago, so that way my team could use that. But YLoco, has anybody used these programs? You use them because you're on our team. But anybody else use? So YLoco, you guys, is brilliant. They actually, it's artificial intelligence. Someone registers on our site, they have a 12-point system that they have, questionnaire that they have to do. And then on top of that, it actually is a dynamic search and it searches based off what they search. So it's not like they're in there like putting in their criteria all the time. Whatever they go to, it actually dynamically redoes their searches for them. So it gives them exactly what they want based off of what their search history is. So what happens is, what we found is the conversion rate is much higher because we're not giving stuff to them that they don't care about. And my agents can't screw it up because it's the technology behind it that's doing it. And then also we have Raya, who's engaging with that lead every time they're on the site. So there's constantly engagement going on, because if Julie's out showing a property and someone's out there looking at this property over and over, Raya will say, hey, I saw you like this house. Would you like me to schedule an appointment for you to see it? You know what I mean? Like it's gotta be engagement. So those are the two systems that we use that we love. So if you guys want to look into them, feel free. So for sale by owners and expired. So I have a gentleman on my team that kills it in this arena. All of his business is based off expired and FSBOs. Why do you think he kills it, and why do you think he joined KW in my team? Why? Value proposition. He was with a small brokerage. He didn't have the leverage, and so he wasn't winning. So when you're not winning, what do? You figure out who can give you the best leverage. So you guys, you have all the leverage. You have everything. And now that I launched Style Design nationwide, every single person has leverage. Okay. So, and I'll dive into that after this, but I want to make sure that you understand the reason why he kills it is because he's able to easily speak his value proposition to the people that he's talking to. So if you don't know that and do not have an ISA calling on your leads that doesn't know your value proposition, that can't speak it clearly and overcome those objections, all you're doing is flushing money down your toilet. Because your conversion rate will be so low. So please, that's huge. Referral network. All right, I'm gonna teach y'all a ninja trick. Who here used the buyer mapping system through Command? Nobody? Who does ads through Command? Okay. So through Command, you can pull up where we live. You can see feeder markets, right? Of where buyers are coming from, correct? So you see exactly where those buyers are coming from. And you can also see from those feeder markets, who's the top agents in those feeder markets, right? So are those top agents in your database and are you marketing to them? Because Command's telling you where your business is coming from. So those are people that you should be networking with. Have you guys used the white pages? We're with the largest real estate company in the world, and it's shocking to me that we have all the data at our fingertips of who sells the most volume in units, and we don't have them in our network. Those are your referral sources, you guys. They should be in your database. They should be a separate. I don't know if Command does this. We don't use Command for like our actual CRM. We use Follow Boss, but we have teams. Can you create a team in Command? You can? Yeah. So what we do is we create teams. So we'll have in our database we have a listing team, a buyer team, a Y logo team, like all these different teams, and all these people are grouped in these teams, and our drips and our marketing plans are based around those people. So what I encourage you to do is tap into that referral network, see who are those top agents, see where your feeder markets are coming from and market to them. Okay? Has anyone done that? Yeah, you guys do a great job at that. You kill it in the referral network. The reverse buyer mapping is like awesome. Right? All right, these are like my favorites are my last three. All right, so I built my entire business off these last three things when I was in Texas and then when I started here in Florida. So, and it got even better when I became part of Keller Williams. So Keller Williams offers grants for anyone who wants to become a licensed realtor, right? Isn't that pretty freaking cool that they'll give you a grant to get licensed? So, assisted living, nursing homes, and condo associations. What do all of those people kind of have in common that if you were to network with them, you could get business? They have a gatekeeper. So at a nursing home, an assisted living, and a condo, they have a GM at all of those, right? That GM builds the relationship, they nurture the people there, they know the family, right? So that GM can be your referral army. They can get licensed through grants through Keller Williams, and you can give them a 25% referral fee. So let me kind of like dissect this for a moment, okay? As a broker, I'm a broker and I have a team, right? Julie's on my team, Michelle, they're all on my team, right? But who is Julie's salesperson? Who's Alex's salespeople? Because your salespeople with me, right? So who's yours? You have to build it. It's your referral army. Those are the people that are going to give you business, right? And you pay them a referral fee, and you can get them licensed to Keller Williams. So for me in the beginning, I went to condo buildings, right? I went to condo buildings, figured out who the GM was. And at the time I wasn't partnered with Keller Williams, but I knew they were my gatekeeper. I said, hey, get licensed, I'll give you a 25% referral fee. And then it made a win-win relationship. I sold a $3 million condo, they got 25% of it. Wouldn't have got the condo if it weren't for them. So you have to always remind yourself, as an agent, and when you own a business, and you guys are all independent business owners, and what does Keller Williams teach us? Win, or no deal. So how long is someone just gonna give you referrals when it does, and then it, have you ever noticed that people give you referrals and then they stop? Why sometimes? You're not giving them anything back. So building out your referral army is super, super powerful. And those can all be done through condo buildings, assisted livings, and nursing homes. Because assisted livings and nursing homes, everyone that enters usually needs to sell their house, right? And one of the things we pride ourselves at Caine Luxury Team is we go in there and we will go and remove all the stuff that needs to be done, and we'll stage it and we'll do all of that, right? But so many of these people, the family is lost. They don't even know what to do, right? So they're like looking for guidance, and these people can be the resource for them when it comes to guidance. And so you just need to step in and show them the services that you offer that can help. And they can all be licensed. Divorce attorneys are awesome, you guys. Divorce attorneys, you get 3 deals. You get a listing and 2 buys, usually. In Texas, I had 5 divorce attorneys, and that's my whole business, you guys. And what I did is I put together a pitch deck, okay? It was a 30-second video. It's my bio, and it highlights all the services that I offer, and it goes over my stats of what I'm gonna do, okay? And that would catch the attention. And when I would go to the divorce attorney's office, I always networked with the girl at the front. Hey, I know Tom's busy, but I just wanted to introduce myself. I thought I hadn't brought you guys some cookies for today, but I'd love to get you on the calendar. You can get me in. So you're just trying to get in the door with the divorce attorney. Financial planner, same thing, you guys. You want to get in the network of the people that are going to get you in front of the right people. People always ask me, like, how did you become a luxury agent? Well, I became a luxury agent because I increased my network with the right people that knew the wealthy people. I wasn't wealthy at the time, but I networked myself with people that knew the wealthy people. That's how you get into luxury. Okay? So find who those people are and hone in on it. So neighborhood events and housewarming parties. This is like my favorite. And I used to do casino nights. For all my clients that would purchase a property with me, I would host a housewarming party, and I would do a casino night, and I would have a pizza oven delivered into their driveway, and we would make gourmet pizzas in the driveway. So let me kind of explain. So Julie and I, she's right here, we're gonna chat. Hey Julie, congratulations on closing. I went ahead and enrolled you in VIP. I'm so glad that you came across here because you're awesome. But another thing that I want to do is I actually want to host a housewarming party for you. Yeah, so what we'd like to do is I really want to have you be welcome to the neighborhood, get to know the neighbors, and then also show all your friends your beautiful home. So what I would love to do is actually send the invitations out for you, so that way we make it super easy, and then we can plan it according to what date you want to do it. Does that sound good? Okay. Yes. So what I'm gonna ask is if you have like your Christmas card list of anyone that you would want to invite that's here local, and then if you get the people in your neighborhood, if you get like something from the HOA, I will go ahead and take care of it all for you, and I'll send out the invitations for you. But if you can get those 2 things for me, then I will make sure that I get the invitations out. We'll set the date, and we'll cater it. We'll do something really fun. Does that sound good? Sounds great. Okay, what did I just do? I just got her database. What did I also just get? For my farm area. I just got my farm area. So what I'm gonna do is I knew my value proposition is staging and design, right? So her new house, I'm gonna send out the invitations to everybody. I'm gonna have my lender, my insurance agent might host the bounce house that's in the neighborhood, or I'm gonna have all my vendors participate. But you guys, what happened is I would then make sure at the housewarming party that our house was gorgeous, right? We had everything beautiful because then the buyers would experience my value proposition. Like, oh my gosh, your kitchen looks gorgeous. Oh, my realtor helped me do that. Oh my gosh, this family looks gorgeous. Oh, my realtor helped me do that. Your realtor did what? Their database experiences your value proposition. That makes sense? So the housewarming parties, you guys, are an amazing way to be able to get and expand your database. Any questions on that? So open houses, let's go over rules of the open house. So you should have a 30 knock rule, 10 to the right, 10 to the left, 10 across the street on every single open house that you do. Why? Because do you want to be known as a passive or an aggressive agent? Aggressive. So your door knock is, hey Julie, it's Heather Caine. I'm actually giving an open house down the street. I just wanted to just stop by to let you know there's going to be some traffic in the neighborhood, and I just want to be courteous to let you know. Yeah, you're welcome. I also have the refreshments a little early. The open house is start till 1, so I've invited all the neighbors 12 to 1. If you want to stop by and do that. Well, meet me down there. I'm gonna go ahead and invite the rest of the neighborhood. I'd love to see you, okay? Okay. Why am I doing that? They feel like a VIP customer. They also see that I'm coming from a compassion, letting them know that I'm being acknowledging that there's gonna be traffic, because do neighbors like open houses? No, they don't. So I'm coming from an area of contribution. And then the goal is that when they think about selling their house, what are they gonna think? Yeah, not going hard to let them know they're at. No one invited me early for refreshments. Right? So think about the 30 knock rule. So if you want to be a passive agent, not an aggressive agent, you can circle prospect on the phone. You can use Vulcan 7, you can use, we use Vulcan a lot, some of our agents use Vulcan 7. I highly recommend though, door knocking in person, but if not, you can circle prospect on the phone. And make sure, do you guys, anyone here use Vulcan 7 or Cole for circle prospecting? So those are both great tools. And then understand your 3-pillar lead generation sources and stay consistent. Did I give any of you guys good ideas? Did you walk away going, oh, maybe I could implement 1 or 2 or 3 in my business plan going into 2023? So what I'm going to ask is you have to stay consistent though in those 3 things. Don't say, oh, wow, Alex is having really good success in door knocking. I'm going to pivot and do it, Alex. Oh, wait, Lena's having success in hers. I'm going to pivot. No, take your plan and be specific for at least 6 months before you reevaluate if it's not working. So there's 2 things that are pertinent when it comes to attending a listing appointment. You guys, the number 1 thing that you have to have going into a listing appointment is confidence and organization. When you are selling someone's largest investment, do they think that they're going to use you if you are not confident in your skills or how you're going to price that property? If you are not confident, then you make sure you bring someone with you that's going to do the confidence, because otherwise you're not going to win. And then make sure you're very organized in everything that you have done. I always say self-confidence is your superpower. I want you to believe in yourself. The magic starts to happen. You guys, coaching is so many agents in the last, really, I started coaching about 13 years ago. I realized that when an agent hits the next milestone in their business, it's not usually because it's not usually because of what brokerage they're with. It's because of the confidence level and the services they have to offer increase. That makes sense? So anytime you feel stagnant of where you are, you have to focus on how am I going to get more confidence to get myself to that next step in my career? And make sure you plan, make sure you have your listing presentation fine-tuned, dialed in, top notch. Make sure that you have the seller checklist so that you can go through exactly what they need to prepare for, buyer and seller side, interior, exterior, have all of that done. Make sure the agent, you as an agent, you have a checklist so that you can go through and you literally check off everything that you need when it comes to being prepared for that listing presentation. And then make sure at the end you go through the seller checklist of everything that seller needs when it comes to selling their house so that they see that you're very organized in that process. And then you always want to recap with your value. What are the unique services that you offer that make you different as an agent? And then hone in on what those are. Ours, of course, staging and design. So we include that, and we always include a recap of the market. Any questions?
When you talk about staging, do you do virtual staging or do you put furniture in there?
So,
And where do you get furniture?
so a few things. Yeah, let's talk about that. So I have built a stage. You guys want me to show you the national style design platform that I built? So I can show you that. But one of the unique things, so I own the national program that partners with Keller Williams, right? But you guys locally actually have a pretty awesome hidden gem that I don't even think most of you know about. I actually own 7 warehouses full of furniture. I can stage up to 30 houses at any given time, and it's exclusive for Keller Williams. So every agent has the right to use our staging company. And it's at a fraction of the cost as if you were to hire an actual staging. No, that's local. So the national program, which let me see if it will let me log in here, because I think. Yeah, so hold on one second. This is like not an easy navigable. So the site is called style2design.com, which is the website, but it's gonna probably have me do an email verification. So hold on one second, because this is a new. Yay! Awesome. Hold on tight, you guys. I'm going to show you the back end of this portal, but it's probably going to take just a hot second. Come on.
Did you discuss the cost?
The cost of staging?
Yes.
Yeah, so it really depends on the property. So what we would do is we would have one of our stagers go out to the property, and then they would give you an estimate of what the cost is. And you as the agent, you can decide how you want to, if you want to, you want to cover the cost, if you want the client to cover the cost, it's up to you. Our agents, we don't list under 3.5%, and that includes staging. So our team does it a little differently. And that usually covers the cost of the staging for the agent, because we always tell our customers, we'll go ahead and include that. And the average commission is about 6%, and we'll list for 3.5%, and we'll give a buyer agent 2.5%. So we use it as a value add. All right, let's see. All right, so let me kind of show you what we did here. I'm going to say never. So when it comes to staging a house, the biggest obstacle that most people have is they actually don't have any skill set when it comes to design and staging, right? All right, so we're gonna have fun here. Stephanie, pick a design for me. We have coastal, farmhouse. You wanna do coastal? No, go for it. No, go for it. No, so all right, so coastal right here, and actually, you know what? I have a. Is it 1 o'clock already?
Yeah.
Oh, what do I have at 1? I'm meeting Erica, so we're good. So coastal. So what we've done is we've created hundreds of designs of every style you could ever want. so you can become the resource for everything staging and design for your customer. So everything you see here on this page right here actually has a click through to be able to purchase those items. You can also take this and you can download it as a PDF and you can actually email that to your customer. So because we're short on time, you guys, and this system is not really working, what we'll do is if anybody wants to really dive in and understand what style to design is, I'm gonna go ahead and send you guys out a link to do a demo. Does that sound good? Because I know a lot of you have to run, right? So I'll send you out a link to do a demo and then you can really dive in and I can show you exactly how to use this platform and how to leverage it to get your listing business. Does that work? If you want to do a demo, leave your business card with me and I'll make sure that Lauren, who's my director of growth, I'll have her set you up with that. Does that sound good? Perfect.
Yes.
Great. Hey, you guys, if you're here in this chat, if you don't mind just going ahead and putting in this chat button your email address, I will make sure that I go ahead and send that demo link to you guys too, okay? Get this computer to work. You like that? It's really fantastic. It's not working at all. So sorry, you guys. I hope you guys got something out of today. Was it good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I'm literally locked. It won't let me do anything. It's over. But now I can't even see the chat button.
No.
Will it let